Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. The best way is...
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
I want to tell you guys something. What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out about crypto. My name is Ben. We're talking balls. God, I'm so sweaty in that last clip. That's good. My sweat will be immortalized forever in the new intro. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the People's Channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Ben, and I understand that a lot of you like the old intro, but that was 60 pounds ago, guys. So I really want to not remember that time in my life, so I appreciate that, guys. All right, today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, obviously. My name is Ben, come to you live every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not looking at this right now at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time and you are live, your clock is wrong. That's what I have to tell you. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, obviously. We have some really interesting things going on with the market. And, it feels like to me, we could be about to break. We could be about to break. And there's some good news and some bad news about that. I don't know why this is. Okay, that's better. There's some good news and some bad news about it. The good news is that, the quicker we get to the bottom, the better, right? Well, the bad news is if we get there a little too quick, the history says midterm elections will result in another downswing. What if we go to 12K right now? What if we went to 12K in the next 2 weeks? And then we would potentially be looking at another drop at some point. So in my opinion, in my opinion, I feel like for us to get to the numbers that your super doomsday YouTubers like Crypto Savvy are saying, I believe that we will have to have a massive drop before leading up to November. So we don't want that. We want Bitcoin to kind of hang out around this area here. We don't want Bitcoin to break below 19.5, which right now it is very close to. It's at $19,718 right now. You guys can see we did bottom back here on June 18th. At 17,592. So just shade under 17,600. And right, the thing is, if you look here, let's just real quick. I know I'm not doing charts. Frank will be doing charts today, but I do just want to look real quick at what we kind of have in between these levels where we're at right now. So right now we're basically, let's draw it at 19.5 because I know that's a pretty good support. So we got a level at 19.5. Okay. Then we have a level, it looks like this is your value low for Frank, but that's not what I want to look at. I want to look at, what are some other levels, kind of make an argument, I guess, probably like in between 18.8 and get another one here, 18.8, 18.5. And then look, after 18.5, there's not another level until a wick at 17.9. So the point is, if you are looking here at this general area, like there's just not a lot here. There's just not a lot here. So if we plunge below this, I mean, there's a good chance we're making our way right down to these levels again. It's a little sketchy. I mean, look, I think it's going to happen. So I'm not saying it's sketchy like, oh, we're nervous about it. I just mean that right now there's not a lot in between 19.5 and in 17.5. And when you look at the entire history of this bear market, to say that all we have in these ranges are wicks, I mean, I guess that's one encouraging thing. The lowest body on the daily we have is at 19.1. So it did bounce off really quick off 17.5, get back to about 19.7 where we're at right now. So just something to watch. Like, look, guys, I tweeted on Twitter, best place to tweet. Man, love Twitter. Love crypto Twitter. They're my favorite people out there. And the fact is that, I tweeted about this just a second ago. If you go to my Twitter, BitBoy_crypto, 883.6 thousand followers these days. I need to refresh this. Oh, I want to talk about this Plan B chart too, real quick, before we get into the markets. If it's not clear to you yet, the bottom for Bitcoin is still not in yet. And it isn't likely going to be in for at least another month. So that's what I think. Ben looks nervous about this bear market. How could I possibly look nervous when I've been telling you guys it's going down to 10,000 between 10 and 14, people have been assassinating me left and right over it. I'm not nervous. I want it to play out the way we've, predicted it play out. So it certainly would like to see after the midterm elections hit that number and then bounce back up. But then we also have this Plan B chart. I think this is very interesting here. I know Chris from MM Crypto is basically saying on the last Plan B chart that I posted that, oh, well, it shows that regardless of where we're at right now, there's just not a lot of downside left. And I just really disagree with him on that. I really disagree with that. And Plan B kind of comes out and says the exact thing here. Some compare the current situation with 2015 and conclude that we will stay low blue for months. One big difference is in 2015, realized price, the gray line, was still 2 times above the 200-week moving average. So the black line currently realized is below the 200-week moving average, i.e. weak hands have already sold. And I said I disagree with that. Why do I disagree with this? We've already seen Bitcoin go below the previous 4-year cycle high. It's already gone below 20,000. It's already shown you it will go lower than we've seen in the past based on moving averages, based on all-time high or previous cycle highs, yada, yada, yada. The fact is, we did not look. I know people love to come on this channel and they love to destroy me over Bitcoin not hitting 100K, which, by the way, I don't understand why I seem to be the only person who gets that when it's 90% of people that were making content last year said Bitcoin was going to 100K. People laughed at me when I said there was going to be a bear market, but yet here we are. But I was very adamant it was hitting 100K, very adamant. Didn't happen. Well, the fact is it should have. The numbers, it should have hit that high. We've gone over this over and over again. Elon Musk tweeting about the environment and Bitcoin and Tesla not accepting Bitcoin anymore. That was the peak of retail sentiment. That was when we saw the plunge afterwards, right after the Coinbase IPO, which may be factoring into some of this as well. But we should have got higher. That's why Plan B's chart, the stock to flow, was invalidated. It was invalidated because he said it should have gone to minimum 130K. That's about accurate. It should have gone there. It didn't. The bull run got muted. Now, is that scary for future bull runs? Absolutely, it is. Maybe we don't get highs like we've got previous. But what this does is now it's left more room to the downside. That's why we've seen Bitcoin go below the previous 20-year or the previous 4-year cycle high of $20,000 because we didn't get to the heights. Everybody loves to tweet my Bitcoin's never going below $47,000 tweet, which I finally deleted because I'm just tired of. I'm not trying to hide. I'm just tired of people sharing that over and over again. It's a year later, guys. It's a year later. Like, that's not relevant to where we're at today. And I don't think it's a productive piece of the conversation. But the fact is, that was based on Bitcoin getting to new highs, much higher levels than we saw it get to. And so since it didn't, yeah, obviously it went below 47K, but we were expecting Bitcoin to go over 200K still at that point. And right now, where you're looking at things, the 4-year cycles have not steered us wrong on the dates and the times, and we will see, where this is going to go in the near future. But right now, it does not feel like Bitcoin is strong. Am I right? Who feels like Bitcoin is strong right now? I want to know. Put that in the chat if you do. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. Number one thing you can do as a member of the BitSquad and a member of the crypto community to help more people see these videos, make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on mobile chat, make sure to the X in the corner. That's an X. Make sure to hit that X, hit the like button. Then you come back into the little live chat icon. Okay. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, more actions, more options, and then make sure, to hit that like button. All right, guys. Bitcoin isn't strong, and that's when you should buy. There's some truth to that. There's some truth. I think this is a fine price, but I still believe we are going to see things go down worse. What are they saying? Vitalik? Something happened with Vitalik? Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that people are talking about Vitalik in the chat? What are they saying?
Well, the big news is he's the cause for the pump.
Yeah.
So everybody, he went long, supposedly. I don't know if you saw Rand's thumbnail. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I refuse to show that.
I don't know if
picture
he
on this
actually
chat.
used it, but
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on here. Look at the markets. We're going to bring Frank on here in just a minute.
What I'll say about that, people said Vitalik's very excited about the merge. We know what comes after the merge.
The splurge.
That's right.
That's right. Guys, I'm not showing that picture. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I feel like it's a meme to show it at this point. I don't think that is. I don't think that's legitimate.
No, it's got to be an edit.
It's something. It's
Or
something.
lighting.
Or maybe he has a towel in his pants. I don't. Why does he have a towel in his pants? Maybe it's hot. Who knows?
Yeah, sweaty
Sweaty.
balls. I couldn't.
I know. His rapping video was cringe. He's got a new rapping video, correct?
Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't think it was
what's the
that
big
bad.
deal about it?
I didn't think it was that bad. Like, it was actually, I could see, ironically, he could be one of the most successful Web3 music artists if he wanted to.
Look, Vitalik likes to get out there and have fun. He knows that's a meme when he does it.
Of course.
Like, that's what people don't understand. Like when I put on my Gucci tracksuit and sat on the Lambo and took a picture, like, that's a meme, guys. I knew what that was. I don't think I'm cool wearing a Gucci tracksuit sitting on my Lambo, right? But, oh, he thinks he's so cool. No, look, Richard Hart might do that and think he's cool. I don't. I know it's a meme, right? Vitalik knows his raps are a meme. He understands that. But look at how much attention he got from it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the game. Some people understand the game. Some people don't.
And he had fun. That's like you said. He likes to get out there and have a good time. He works really hard, stares at a lot of numbers all day.
Yeah.
Let him spit some bars.
Absolutely. All right. 20,795 cryptos, 523 exchanges. That's one more exchange. 965 billion, not trillion now, in market cap, 66.9 billion in volume. Now, considering we've dropped so much in market cap, the volume not really that low comparatively. Look at this. Whoa. 39.2.
Jeez.
We are 0.1% away from a 4-year cycle low for Bitcoin dominance. Nobody saw this coming in the bear market. Nobody saw this coming. I thought we'd get at least up to 50.
I did too.
But now we are seeing way down. Let's see here. I need to expand this a little bit.
I was saying, around 50 to 55 or 50-ish range. Just above 50, not all the way to 55. And I thought
this
that
is
was
the low.
being
4.29.
aggressive.
39.6. 40.29. It did go lower than this. Let's go back to 2018. Is this it? No, that's the 4-year. Wait, are we at a low right now? 39.82, 41, 41.43, 39.5. We're at a 4-year low right now. How about that? We are at a 4-year low for Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance. This is unbelievable, to be honest with you. Let's see here.
Because typically it would be on the upswing right now in a bear market. Usually that's when we see Bitcoin dominance go through the roof.
Exactly. People are commenting on my neck beard today. I was going to try not to trim until I got back from Alaska, but you guys know I'm doing laser hair removal on my neck, so I don't have to shave anymore. So I've actually got that appointment on Thursday. So I'm going to have to hit it with the shave. But I'm not trimming the beard. Will not be trimming the beard until I get back from Alaska or cutting the hair. I hope I look like an absolute mountain man when I get back. That's what I'm hoping. Bitcoin store of value narrative is vanishing. Not even a top 10 crypto in 2030. I definitely disagree with that. I mean, it's just bear market, guys. Like, prices are low. That's what happens. But look over time. Okay, so let's go back here and look at this. 15 Paraguays for an ETH transaction. Bitcoin at 19.7. ETH actually up a hair over yesterday. Look at the biggest gainers, the biggest losers of the day. Flow up 6.23%. Tron up 4% almost. Not a lot of gainers. Come over here and look at this. Helium down a lot today. OKB, Chili's, Arweave, Litecoin. Litecoin just trying to crack the top 20 again. Look at the last 7 days. You got eCash, which I think that's a Bitcoin Cash fork or something like that. Nexo, nothing up over 5% except for eCash. Look at the biggest losers of the week. EOS down 21%, Lido down 21%. Ooh, that's not a bad. I mean, that's down a lot, but that one showed a lot of moves to the upside, so maybe something to consider. Avalanche down 17.78% on the back of its leaked videos and things like that. Arweave, Helium, Steppen, Unis. I mean, everything down about 15%, between 10 and 15%. So not too great. All right, Frank, you want to come on up here, sir? Come on up, Frank.
What is going on, everybody? Speaking of beards, Ben, I was thinking about maybe growing my beard out. You know, this thing gets real burly, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Been growing this beard out for years, guys. This
I
is
like
about as
the
long as it
shirt.
gets, unfortunately.
Yeah. It looks like some of that beard's in a bear market.
Yeah.
Some of that trimming. You got
Frankie
some nice
Candle's
little bald
beard
spots.
in a bear blood diamond printing on Frankie Candle's beard.
Is that a new shirt?
Yeah,
New shirt?
guys, check out the shirt.
Oh.
If you guys want some Frankie Candles t-shirts, we got just starters. We got this one here in black, and we also have the same shirt in white. You can check out Hit Merch or frankiecandles.com. I believe it is on both sites if you guys want to check out these t-shirts.
Anything in the back?
Nothing on the back.
Should get
Plain
some
back.
Frankie.
That's part of the design. That's
Okay.
we chose that. No, yeah, nothing on the back. But like I said, these are just some starter t-shirts. We're gonna have some really cool merch coming up. We're working on some really cool Frankie Candles hats that I know a lot of the Candle Mafia wants to get their hands on. So we're working on that as well. So stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys are having an awesome day. We have a lot to look at on the charts here, and we're just I just want to touch on you know, what we were talking about yesterday. You know, the key levels we were looking at yesterday and what we were waiting to happen. If you guys remember, we were looking for a potential. You had the green dot about to print on the daily time frame, and we were looking for a potential retest of our bearish retest of our point of control before another continued move down. So I just want to dive in and take a look at that first here on the lower time frames, just so we can kind of see, you know, what we were expecting and what we got. So let me get rid of that. And then let's come up to the 4-hour time frame. So here we go. These were the levels we were looking at yesterday. As you guys know, we were looking for a potential because of that daily green dot and some other things we saw on the charts. We were expecting a slight move to the upside to potentially bearishly retest this golden box. Now, this golden box was not on the chart yesterday. I added this because we had a point of control up here as well as down here. So what we were looking for was a potential bearish retest of either this point of control. If we made it past this one, I was looking for a bearish retest of this point of control before continuing to the downside. You could see we hit that first POC with a beautiful rejection to the downside and now continuing down. So on the bearish side right now, you do have on the 4-hour, we are finally printing a red dot. And before I leave, we're going to go over this stuff. And then before I leave, guys, I want to preface this. This is not a trade call, but I'm going to show you guys something that's setting up on the chart for Bitcoin and Ethereum that could you know, make for a good potential short position. But like I always say, you want to take this information, go to the charts yourself, do your own TA, and then kind of see, does your TA agree with mine? You don't just want to say, hey, guys, there's a good setup, potential setup for a short, and then you don't just want to go enter a short based off that information. It's never a good idea to copycat trade.
What did it take for someone to enter your shorts, Frank?
Can I be honest with you, Ben?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Pretty easy. Okay.
Pretty easy. You know, I'm not going to give the specific steps, but you don't have to try that hard. But right here, we are finally printing a red dot here on the 4-hour. Now, you can see that this momentum wave is pretty close to that zero line. Typically, these we
Looks like it's going to breathe over and then come back down.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. We call these trigger waves. Sometimes they can make for a pretty strong move to the downside. No blood diamond. Sometimes when you get these trigger waves, you do get a blood diamond if they're close enough to the zero line. But nonetheless, I do think this could bring us down a bit here. Now, what levels am I watching below here? Now, one major level I am watching is if we come over here and turn on.
Did you see my lines I made?
I do, and it's gonna be some confluence there.
All right.
So if we turn on our spider lines, look at that. One of the lines that Ben drew, almost perfect confluence with this spider line, which is going to be, see, this is what I love about TA, right? Like you drew this line not based off the spider line. You drew this line based off of whatever you drew it off of. And then typically, you know, things will line up if you're drawing good levels. So you do have that confluence here with that spider line, probably going to be a pretty decent level of support. And as you guys know from yesterday, you know, when we were talking about bearishly retesting this point of control, I would expect to either come down to the spider line, which we are starting to do. And if we break that spider line, I am looking down here at this value area low, close to about $19,000 even. And then this is where we really need to see things bounce if we don't want to come lower and make a lower low. I think we could see a potential bounce off this level. And we do have another really important level right underneath this value area low at about 19K that I do think could come in to save the day. But let me just, it's actually not on here right now. Let me just pull it. And it is going to be the, let's go to the higher time frame so it's a little easier to draw. It's going to be the 786 fib level when you pull a fib all the way from your March of 2020 lows right here. I'll do it right now. From this low right here of March 2020 all the way to your all-time highs. Hopefully that is that's getting pretty close there. And you can see here, you have that 786, which is almost exactly what we bounced off of when we had that big capitulation wick down to about 17.5. We held that 786. So let me come down to the daily there you go. So if we do wind up coming all the way down to, what is this? This comes in at about 19.5, the spider line. If we break that, come down to the value area low and break that, this is where this 786 needs to come in as strong support, because if we lose this 786 Fibonacci level, which again, pretty good confluence there with your trend line, Ben. But if we lose that level, this is where I am seriously starting to consider, potentially breaking lower lows. A lot of people obviously are expecting lower lows. This is the main thing I am watching. The break of the 786. I do think that there's a good chance if we break that, we will come down for lower lows. And again, that range we are looking at is going to be between $14,000 and $12,000. And before I let you guys go, I just want to show you guys, I'll pull up Ethereum. I believe this is on Bitcoin as well, but I just want to show you on ETH because I'm probably going to get into a trade here right after I hop off the stream. Not a trade call, guys. Do not copycat trade. Look at the charts yourself. See if you agree with this TA. But as you guys know, actually, I think Ben brought this up a while ago. One of the really, really strong high win rate strategies is when you print a red dot on the 4-hour time frame. This works for green dots as well, so you could use this in the opposite way. But right now, we are about to print a red dot on Ethereum's 4-hour time frame. And if you come down to these lower time frames here, you can see money flow is starting to cross over into the red, right? If you look at the 15-minute, we are in the red. You don't have the red dot yet, so I do think maybe we pop back into the green here shortly, and then we print the red dot on the 4-hour. But when you have the money flow on the 15-minute to 12-minute, these lower time frames crossing into the red while you're printing a red dot on the 4-hour, this typically does give us a pretty decent move down. Now, obviously, that's not 100%. Sometimes they don't play out. That's why you want to use good risk management. But you can see here, this is kind of the idea here. If you entered around this area, I would be riding it down to about 1450 before taking profit.
1450.
Wow. Yeah, that would probably be near my first take profit. But yeah. The 4-hour red dot with those lower time frames crossing over into the red is typically a strong thing. Again, nothing's 100%. It's all about high probability, right? So you want the probability in your favor, but sometimes your TA can be on point, and sometimes it just doesn't play out. And any real trader will tell you that that's true. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that, guys. Not printing the red dot just yet, but I'm keeping an eye on that 4-hour red dot to potentially find a good entry on an ETH short, and that does basically translate over to Bitcoin as well. So I think that's all I got. I hope you guys got something out of that. Back to Ben.
Bing bongy.
If you want to get into any shorts, just come find me.
Just come find him.
Oh, sorry.
1450 previous all-time high, your cycle high for Ethereum, around 1400.
Yeah, 1418, I believe, is the exact number.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is 14,000. Also, I believe I think we have strong evidence for that. Let's go to the weekly chart. Go back to 2019. I think you'll find 14,000 has been a very interesting number.
Bitcoin or Ethereum?
For Bitcoin. Oh, or this or Ethereum?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Bitcoin.
No, 1450.
1450 for Ethereum. That makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
I didn't know you moved on to Ethereum there. Yeah. So if you go to the previous all-time high, 2018, you'll see it's let's see exactly what it is here. 1420. Yeah, 1420, 1418 on some exchanges. Wow, very interesting. Yeah, sorry, I thought he was talking about Bitcoin. I thought it was like, wow, that'd be quite a fall, but I mean, it's going to happen, I think. You know, I think it is going to go down to 14,000.
14,000, yeah, not 1400.
10K is not happening. I'll bet anyone one Ethereum that it never does. Any takers? That's not a smart bet. That is not a smart bet, is what I will tell you. But look, I definitely don't think, I think it's probably going, gun to my head, where do I think we bottom at? I think probably 12,500 or so, between 12,500 and 13,000. That's the exact range I'm really looking at. L3 Beat says Ben, what do you think about YFI trading long term? Why does no one really talk about it? Because it's irrelevant. People don't care about YFI. It has a very high price because it has a very low supply. But nobody cares about. Look, the days of DeFi as of today are done. Now, does it come back in the future? Probably. I'm sure we'll have a big run on DeFi stuff in the future. But look, we've had the change in the guard. You know, what are your popular, DeFi products right now? I mean, Lido Finance is right up there. You've got several new ones that have came up.
That's what I was gonna say. I
yeah.
read a story today about 4 or 5 different projects on Arbitrum, and some of the basically we're gonna get a whole new wave of DeFi, trying again to get it right this time. And there's still gonna be a lot of ups and downs, and probably a lot of room for error in this cycle too. So be careful out there.
All right, let's move on here. Let's talk about Bitcoin bleeding. Cryptoverse bleeding Bitcoin, holding out for a hero. The world's biggest crypto can't seem to catch a break. It finally looked to be regaining strength this month, breaching 25,000. We were targeting possibly. Sorry, I just got this comment over here. Randomness says YFI too expensive. Shaking my head, guys. Can I just tell you something? The price of a coin means nothing. The price of a coin means literally nothing. It doesn't matter if it's too expensive. If it 10x's, you still make 10 times your returns. Shiba, super cheap. Doesn't matter how cheap it is. However much you put in, if it 10x's, you make 10 times your returns. If it goes down, works the same way. The price is simply a product, or a what do you call a product is multiplication. What do you call?
I just say result.
What do you call the result of division? Nobody knows. What do you call that? A product. A sum is in math,
addition.
Difference or in addition. Difference is subtraction. Product is multiplication. What is division? I can't remember. But basically, it's the result of dividing the amount of coin or the market cap by the amount of coins. That the price is intangible. So don't be looking at the price, whether it's cheap or small. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a YFI. A byproduct, a quotient. Quotient is the word I was thinking for. Thank you. Quotient is the word. Thank you. So Crypto Magic says, signal to long from this bear channel. How's that been working since $38,000? Has that been working out great? Maybe this time it'll work. Maybe at 19,700 it'll work. It's going to work when Bitcoin hits in the 10 to 14K range. You can go ahead and mark that down.
This guy says the new wave of DeFi is dubbed real yield. Be wary of this.
Oh,
and
interesting.
I've seen this.
I have not seen that.
I've seen that in the article today. That's what they're pushing for, because it's basically they're saying it's more realistic yields. Like it's the one I was reading about was on arbitrage, where they were going to be able to make it back doing different things, more realistic, basically safer is what they're pushing.
Yeah.
But I'd say be very careful.
Be very careful.
There's a lot of opportunity. Don't get me wrong, but there's a ton of risks.
Okay, so here's the question we're asking. Deflating into August has forced the Bitcoin market to ask the question, where will a real rally come from? Right now, Dowdy? Retail investors? Dofty? What is this word? Dowdy?
Doty?
Doty? Right now, Doty retail investors. I don't know that word. Guys, I don't have the largest vocabulary in the world. It's pretty large, but man, I don't know that word. Looking for the most likely source of relief as institutional players get here. Amount of a liquid Bitcoin across the market has risen by 73,840 coins over the past week. Amount of Bitcoin held for over a year increased by 54,300 on average. We're going to see that over and over again. Okay, now look, this is the first time I've seen somebody else saying this. This is the first time I've seen anyone else say this. Meanwhile, cryptocurrency exchanges have seen net outflows for 3 straight months as investors pull their tokens into cold storage rather than selling. You cannot trust these outflow numbers. And this is what people say. I think, when Arcane Bear was here the other day, he kind of said this, and I disagree with it. Basically said, well, yeah, but that means that they can't sell it because it's not in exchanges, so the outflows are still legitimate. The difference is where it used to be, many people would just leave their crypto on those exchanges, and then when it was time to sell, they'd come sell it. Now, there's an extra step for them. But some of those people are still willing to sell. They just don't want to lose all their money overnight. So if there was a reason, I mean, look at the Bitcoin dominance number dropping today. We're seeing something different than we've ever seen. There's a higher amount of coins on cold storage than ever before. I don't have that stat to back that up, but I believe that's the truth based on what we've been seeing. That's the sentiment. And so since we've seen that, now it just means people are going to send it in when they're ready to sell it instead of leaving it there. People are going to be selling at the same rates. This is why you cannot trust this statistic anymore. So, Ben, when are you going to revisit the 1K, 10K, and 25K portfolios? We do it every Friday night. So, not sure what we're going to do. We might make some moves this week if we go down to 17,000 or so, or 18,000. We may make some actual moves in the portfolio. But we are watching that.
But remember, no move is a move.
No move is a move. That's it. I'm not going to, to force things. Dottie means courageous. How about that? How does being classified as security hurt a cryptocurrency? Well, all kinds of different ways. It means SEC is going to come after them. Crypto investment contrast. We look at this, ready to buy the dip, blah, 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 blah. Some advisors are ready to buy the dip. They're telling us, I've got dry powder to invest in 20,000 per Bitcoin. Well, they got their what they're waiting for today.
And I did see an article talking about some whale accumulation around those price points too, as far as addresses with over 100 Bitcoin. Usually we see them going down, and it's pretty easy to say people are breaking stuff up. But now around that 20,000 price point, there were, I think they said 13 new whale addresses.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Any update on your ADIP pool or BIT pool? It's fine. Everything's fine with it.
It's right.
Hater Magnet Crypto says, says, that is true. That's what I do. I move back onto exchanges. You can use your DEXs from your hot wallet, though. Go up just a little bit. There was one other one I wanted to address. I agree. You can't trust the outflow numbers. They don't sell until they bring it back on exchanges, which will be factored in the inflows. I do agree with that. I do believe the inflows they might be skewed a little bit as well. But overall, this is what I'm trying to say. Let me just say it like this. Used to, when people took money off exchanges, it felt much safer for the market. It felt much safer for the market because they weren't there to be liquid and to sell. Now, I don't think we can trust that as safety. The money can inflow back very quickly. So, why are you scared of Flare Network? Flare Network, it's ETH and Link combined that works. I'm not scared of Flare Network. I like Flare Network. Okay. Ben, are you going to stuff the bear? Yeah, he's going to go behind here on the set, but it'll probably take a year, just so everybody knows. Bitcoin price top warnings emerge as 10K Bitcoin leaves wallet after 9 years. Bitcoin hodlers are asking the question after 10,000 Bitcoin dormant since 2013 suddenly left its wallet. Let's see here. Considering the reason behind the move, Martin, a contributor to on-chain analytics platform CryptoQuant, suggested that privacy may play a part. Obviously, I think that could be the case. Let's see, and there you go. All right, let's go ahead and move on here to top story of the day. Talking about Ethereum. The number of Ethereum addresses in loss hit a new monthly high as the merge nears. In recent months, the Ethereum network has been the center of conversation within the crypto community ahead of the merge upgrade. The announcement of the historic upgrade briefly resulted in Ethereum surging in value, but it has since experienced bearish moves due to the broader crypto market volatility. Here you can see the number of ETH addresses in a loss, which would be the blue here. Yep. So you see the price goes down, you see that goes up, price goes up, this goes down, and now we have once again crossed over the $1,600 line. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, kind of to come back to that number Frank was talking about, 1450.
Yeah.
If it does dip below that previous all-time high, basically putting everybody that was buying in this whole last cycle underwater.
Yep.
And that's generally when we see a true
We've been
bottom
there.
or
We've been there
true
multiple times.
capitulation. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Ethereum as well as Bitcoin, pierce below their previous cycle highs. It's, kind of interesting stuff. Once again, more evidence. The last bull run, we did not get to the numbers that we were supposed to get to. And what does that mean for the future? Not really sure. But that is why we're seeing this, in my opinion. Following the recent interest hikes, Ethereum has also struggled to sustain gains above $1,500. Fading bullish sentiments around the network upgrade and the addresses in loss indicate that does not guarantee the transition will lead to profitability. In a tweet on August 30th, let's see, They were targeting $2,200 level, yada, yada, yada. And look, we told you that, potentially after the merge, Ethereum could move up to $3,000 by the end of the year before heading back down. That's like the ultimate, most possible bullish target, I think. I still don't think we're going to see that. Why? Because now we're seeing more downside. I still think, though, that there's a good chance that we are protected from a new low from Ethereum. I mean, if you look at Ethereum, it's holding out much better than Bitcoin over this time. So how will the ETH merge affect Bitcoin if it's under 17,000? It's a great question. Let me tell you what, okay. Here's a narrative for you. Here's a narrative. Bitcoin goes below 17,000, maybe 15, 16,000 possibly. New low. Then the Ethereum merge happens. Because, guys, if you don't see that this market is primed for a drop to 16 to 17K right now, then you're not looking at the right market. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But the lack of strength in Bitcoin, the lack of momentum at any given point, it can plunge. We could certainly see that. Then we see the ETH merge happen halfway through next month. Then that starts to propel the market forward. We start making more progress. Bitcoin gets back to about 20K or so. Ethereum maybe gets to this $2,200 number. Midterm elections happen. We get one more downswing after that. That plunges us to maybe 13, 14,000, bounces back up. Ethereum goes back to 1,000, bounces back up. Not a new cycle low for Ethereum. And then that's when we finally make progress. What do you think? That sounds potentially realistic, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds realistic. For me, it's really interesting to see, like, there's two scenarios. Everything happens flawlessly, the merge goes perfectly, or there's a hiccup. I think if there's any type of hiccup whatsoever, even if it's easily resolved, even if it's not major.
Well, there will be news stories about hiccups, even if there aren't any.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, but depending on how real it is, which if small, I still think there'll be some volatility around it. People trying to take advantage to push those prices down. If everything goes off well, yeah, I think we do see a pump and a return. But it could just straight, I think the pump could be leading into it because realistically, I think Ethereum true value should be closer to 1,400 already. And so it's kind of propped up ahead of Bitcoin right now. And once it gets past the merge, it could come more into alignment with where Bitcoin is. Yeah. So, or they could depart. Who knows?
Felix with a super chat. Thanks for reading my comment earlier, Ben. Ben, I love you, brother and team. So just want all of us to make it. We're going to make it. 2024 will be great. 2025 will be even better. Gray Man with another super chat about Flare Network. And then what did Jen say? I like Jen. You should make Jen an admin. She's in here almost every day. Go back down. Jen said, nope, go up a little bit. It's in between the super chats. There it is. Man, I hope you're right. I just want the bottom to be in already. That's the sentiment. I mean, that's what people want. People want the bottom to be in. You want the hope that the price is going to go up and things like that. But, the reality is that it probably isn't yet. Look, I want you guys to think about this. Like, this blows my mind. It's basically September right now. Go back a year ago to September. Like, think about all the things that led up to that. And we just had a couple months of pump in October and November. It's crazy to think we're almost a year from the all-time high now. Like, how much has happened this last year? We're only like 2 or 3 months away. That's it. It's going to be here before you know it. It's going to be over. And then what's going to happen. The macroeconomic situation around the world is still going to look bad. And Bitcoin is once again going to be able to prove its worth versus everything. That's the way I see this playing out. So next year, it's not going to be great either. Probably it's going to be boring, but it is what it is.
That's what I was about to say. Relish the boring. There's beauty in the
Relish
boring
it
right now. Gives you a lot of time to accumulate.
Lido Finance leads DeFi rally as Ethereum mounts recovery. Well, it's down a lot today, for sure. DeFi tokens in Lido Finance, Compound, and Synthetics have posted significant gains over the past 24 hours. Now, Compound definitely a consistent performer from the last market. Now, Compound, I would say this. I actually believe that Compound was the beginning of DeFi, really, the DeFi run. It came up out of nowhere. Nobody knew what it was. It appeared. It gave back yields, and it 10x'd over like the first 3 days it was on the market. It was crazy.
Curve and Compound were the first two I ever heard of.
Yep. So, I mean, obviously, MakerDAO has been around for a long time.
Sure.
But for like the new blood, so Compound has been around for a while. Lido Finance, definitely, a newer one that it seemingly had some problems, but it wasn't really the protocol that had the problems. It was really Celsius misusing it that led to an unpegging and some problems for that. Lido Finance has been very consistent. It's a protocol that, very creative on the market. You guys know Kobe was part of the beginning of that. I think he still does a little bit of stuff for them, but, definitely one to watch in the next market, I believe. Synthetics is just hot or cold. It's like, it's either crushing it or people are saying synthetic assets aren't going to be a thing. The government's not going to allow it and it gets crushed. So when I say DeFi right now is kind of dead, what I'm saying is a lot of people don't trust these protocols right now. And when you look at the older traditional ones, your MakerDAOs, your Sushis, I'm trying to think of some other ones right now. What's the name of the one? Your request, like all kinds of these ones that are kind of blowing up, getting big in the last market. It's just going to be new blood in this one. And so if you're going to watch for DeFi, you definitely want to watch for ones that come out of nowhere. I think at this point, Lido Finance, it seemingly has came out of nowhere in the last 3 months to be relevant. I had never really heard of it before that. So definitely, you're in the DeFi world, you want to watch for the new blood. That's why, like, YFI isn't something I'm really watching. The liquid staking platform lets users, I think you stand for mine for the super chat, lets users stake Ethereum, earn a small yield. Lido stakers receive that ST stands for staked ETH in return. Thoughts on Illuvium from Matthew Wilkinson, a super chat? Not much. I think it's a game, right? We had talked about it at one point.
I'd say metaverse wise, it's second tier in our opinion. Like, sure, it's fine. They're a long ways out. Has cool looking stuff. Who knows how long it'll take to get to reality.
So this is interesting. They're saying the primary reason behind today's bullish price point, and I don't think this is from today, right? Because all this stuff was down, or it's down for the week.
Probably
maybe this was written before Bitcoin dropped. But basically what they're saying is the reason why a lot of these are getting bullish is because of the merge and the effects this is going to have on the DeFi community. So some interesting stuff. Ethereum, the network that powers more than 50% of all DeFi activity, is up nearly 10%. That's not true, guys. When was this written? This was August 30th. It doesn't have the time. So it was from earlier today.
Must have been first thing this morning.
Must have been.
Because we had it dumped from 21 or 20 something to 19 like 5 minutes before the stream.
Perfect timing for our thumbnail. Did we make that happen with a thumbnail? Because you guys know, everyone makes investments based off of thumbnails. I mean, that's really.
Yeah, Bitcoin definitely listens to what the YouTube thumbnail says.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Satoshi's over there.
Bought some Plutos for the Forge BitSquad cruise. That's right. We are doing a BitSquad cruise next year in April. Really excited. We're working our little trailer for that. So that's going to be really fun. I can't wait to do it. I'm really sorry, guys, that you're going to have to see me with a six-pack on the cruise in April. But, maybe don't bring your wives. That's all I'm going to say. That was a joke, guys. That was a joke. Part of it was a joke. Ethereum scaling network Arbitrum set for a major upgrade on August 31st. Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution Arbitrum is set to undergo one of its most significant upgrades on Wednesday, set to increase transaction throughput. I tell you what, do we see a candidate in November running on a pro-crypto platform? We have several that are running basically pro-crypto, but not as a primary platform, I guess could I say. Thank you for the super chat. Here's what I'll say. In the last market, there was this narrative that when the ETH merge occurred, that Layer 2 platforms were going to go the way of the dinosaur. Why would you need them when you got the merge? Then Vitalik comes out and says, no, actually, you're always going to need faster transactions. And let me do a quick breakdown for you guys on what this means, because I think a lot of people, you hear the word transaction and you have the wrong idea. When you look at Visa and their amount of transactions per second, let's look at what that is. Visa TPS. Well, let me type in transactions per second, maybe. Transactions per second. Let's see. Visa, which handles an average of 150 million transactions per day, 1,736 transactions per day or per second. Now, I think isn't Ethereum saying they'll be able to do 10,000?
That's
maybe it's 100,000 after everything's done. Yeah, 100,000. There you go. So the question is, if Visa, the world's biggest payment protocol basically out there, or payment system, needs 1,736 per second, why would Ethereum need 100,000? Well, it's because everything on blockchain is a transaction. With Visa, it is only payments. Payments equal transactions. In blockchain, a blockchain action going towards a smart contract is a transaction. So whereas before it's just payments, if you're doing gaming or something, like every action you do is a transaction. It's not payment. You got to get out of your mind that transaction equals payment. In blockchain, that's not true. That's why you need so much more. So ETH2 or layer 2 platforms on Ethereum, they're going to increase this even more. Like if Ethereum can do 100,000 after the merge or after all of the roadmap is done per second, layer 2s will be able to do 5 or 10 times that. So as more people use Ethereum and more people use blockchain, we're going to need these numbers. So there was a narrative that this is, why you need layer 2 in the next bull market. Vitalik said that's not true. I am starting to believe that layer 2s might be one of the top performing niches. I'm looking at Arbitrum. I'm looking at Optimism. I'm looking at Cartesi. Somebody said we haven't mentioned Cartesi in a while. We do mention Cartesi a good bit. It is one that we worked with for a long time as an advisor for. We love Cartesi. We just stopped all those, anything where people were paying us regularly for anything that had to do with a coin advisor roles. We just stopped those when we stopped doing sponsor content beginning of this year. Cartesi is one we still really love. It's the one we regret the most having to unplug from. You look at Polygon, and look, there might be other ones coming out that you don't know about yet. I've got a feeling that layer 2s can actually kind of be almost like DeFi in 2020.
Yeah, I agree.
If you think about it. So definitely something to watch. Maybe we need to do more research on some of that stuff and see if we can come up with some up-and-comers for that. Might be a good video.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I was reading that article today and
Yeah.
almost sent it to you and Nick because I thought the same thing. It's a little, deep pickish, but I think it has potential. And if we present it that way,
Very, very interesting stuff. All right, let's move on here. We have this Fed's ghost of 1994 is haunting Asian markets. I think I saw this Scooby-Doo episode.
Sheesh, that guy's...
Asia will always have complicated feelings about Alan Greenspan. I mean, look at this guy. How do you not have complicated feelings about this guy?
That's a nightmare right there.
Yeah, that is a nightmare. Look, what are these hairs up here? What are these hairs even doing? Okay, sorry. All right. Yet Asia mostly remembers the Greenspan era for precipitating, in 1997 and 1998 Asian financial crisis. It was the Fed's 94-95 tightening cycle, doubling short-term interest rates into 12 months. This set the stage for Asia's reckoning. All this explains why Jerome Powell's comments on August 26th spooked Asia so viscerally. The yen is already on the verge of 140 to the dollar, a level that New York University economist Nouriel Roubini, a famous Bitcoin hater, Dr. Doom himself, warns could force the Bank of Japan to change policy in ways that intensify global turmoil. This guy told you, by the way, that Bitcoin was going to zero at $6,000. Remember that always. Over the weekend, Isabel Schnabel, I'm trying to make this rhyme. Isabel Schnabel, there we go. Nate Parham, can I stop by today after work to meet and greet and get a Lambo ride? We're not doing Lambo rides, but, you can go stop by and take a picture if you want. I'm not supposed to say that, actually. Actually, I think our security guard will kill me for that. He is armed. Sorry, James.
Just you can
Nate, if you'd like to come stop by sometime, send an email to info@hitnetwork.com. We have people in here almost every week coming and checking out the show. Happy birthday also. And I don't know, maybe if you schedule it, maybe you'll get a ride in the Lambo. We'll see. Central Bank Executive Board spoke for Minnie when she talked about great volatility challenge to come. She said the pandemic and the war in Ukraine have led to an unprecedented increase in macroeconomic volatility. Now, I was talking to somebody the other day about this, the Russian-Ukraine thing. Is it not weird that no one talks about this at all? There's no media coverage of Ukraine-Russia like in the last 4 or 5 months, right?
Yeah. No,
Have you seen it?
And meanwhile, I think there's 30 countries in civil unrest right now. They don't cover that at all.
Downward pressure on Asian currencies as the dollar rallies like it did back in Greenspan's day will cause plenty of chaos. Already, markets are buzzing about a reverse currency war. So there you go. That's what's going on here with this. Now, are we going to see the same thing where this is going to hurt Asia? We got some really interesting videos coming out on China for you guys. 2 specifically, we've already recorded one. I guarantee you it's some information that you do not know. Schnabel, I just met her. Okay. This guy has a 1,000 horsepower Hellcat that'll eat up the Lambo. I have a demon that will also eat up the Lambo until you have to turn. I tell you, I was flying in the Lambo the other day. Can I be honest with you, TJ?
I guess.
I was going really fast. I've not found a sharp enough curve yet that I can't go around on a small road and lose any traction. Now, if I hit the gas, if I'm making a left-hand turn and I just punch the gas from a red light and whip it, I will slide a pretty good bit. You do have to be careful on that. But outside of that, who's your security guard? Big Huel? That's a Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad joke. I really love that. Can we, guys, I have a question for you guys. Here's a question. I'm building a new house. As you guys know, it'll be done. We'll be moved in hopefully by the end of October. Really excited about that. We are getting a graffiti mural made in our media room, and we need a movie quote. I think we're going to go with Legends Never Die from The Sandlot. Really like that one. But I want to know, what are your favorite movie quotes that you think I should put in my media room? Because I'm really scrambling because I want the perfect one. I feel like that's a good one. We got some baseball boys, so it's good. My wife likes that movie, but love to see that. Have you ever teamed up with Guy of Coin Bureau? I'd love to see an interview with BitBoy and Guy. I'd love to see that too. I've asked him many times. We are going to actually be in Dubai together in October, so maybe we'll be able to make something happen. To my knowledge, he's never done an interview with anybody. So we'll see what happens there. Okay. All right. Fed's instant payment service FedNow set to launch by July 2023. Federal Reserve is on track to deliver an instant payment service called FedNow between May and July. The central bank's clearest timeline yet for a new system enabling settlement of U.S. payments in seconds. The Fed has been testing the system with a limited number of banks and get to the choppa. That's a pretty good one. But Brainerd called on financial institutions, service providers. TJ, let me ask you this, because I know you've seen this, right, about FedNow?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
Nope.
somebody was saying that, I guess it was in our research group, somebody was putting this. FedNow provides a cost reduction in settlement speed of stablecoin payments without the need to convert it in and out of tokens. FedNow could slow the growth of these tokens, which may help address policy concerns regarding stablecoins. You can't handle the truth. That's a pretty good one. Sorry, now life is like a box of crypto. I don't think that's a real one. I want, the one that I want is I want Not Without My Dolphin from The Boys. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. It's not a movie, it's a show, but I say it all the time. So anyways, the point here is, let me tell you what I think this is getting set up for. We are looking at, I'm sure my wife is watching, so maybe, honey, you can look at all the quotes. We're looking at CBDC coming to the United States. We're looking at digital dollar coming, right? But how do they get there? Okay, how do they get there? Well, is this FedNow setting us up for a digital dollar? Could they be setting this up to kind of use as a piggyback or a step in between getting to that digital dollar? Or do we potentially, something, we don't know about? If you're not first, you're last. I love that one. What we could be looking at is maybe there's some disagreement in the government. We know the SEC doesn't agree with anybody on anything. We know the Fed and the Treasury have been, Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen have actually had some words back and forth over the last year. So do we have a split in the government on what they want? Are some people terrified of a coin, of a digital dollar, and they're trying to find a workaround? That potentially could be it. Yeah, I want a Scarface quote so bad. My wife has never seen Scarface. It's such a great movie. I'll Be Your Huckleberry. That's a good one. Okay. FBI issues warning over vulnerable DeFi platforms. The Federal Bureau of Investigation issued a new warning Monday focused on attacks against DeFi platforms, and cyber criminals are exploiting vulnerabilities in these smart contracts that govern them. Let's see here. Oh, this is interesting. Cyber criminals increasingly exploit vulnerabilities in DeFi platforms to obtain cryptocurrency, causing investors to lose money. Look, when it comes to bear markets, right? We see the government started putting in a lot of regulations, starting going after this stuff. It's easy when there's not a lot of people using crypto to be able to go after it, right? Whereas if you were to do it in the height of a bull market, there's so many transactions going through, everything's crazy. It makes sense to do it now. Between January and March 2022, cybercriminals stole 1.3 billion in crypto. Almost 97% was stolen from DeFi platforms. This is according to Chainalysis. Projects, the Nomad Bridge, we talked about that. Project BZX. Deuce DAO was exploited. Deuce DAO. That doesn't sound good. I don't like the name of that one, to be honest with you. Deuce DAO. Minimum wage for maximum loser. Oh, it's Jessica. That's pretty funny. Your name's funnier than the quote. DeFi platforms are not the only high-value targets of cyber criminals, blah, blah, blah. I remember covering a story. I've been here for a while. By the way, Jimmy, I do like the Field of Dreams quote, but it's actually, if you build it, he will come. I looked that up. That's actually the quote. It's not they will come. I like they. So the fact is, I remember covering a story back in 2019 that was very, very, very scary. North Korea funded their entire weapons program with money they stole hacking in crypto. What's the name of the hacking group in North Korea? Do you know what it's called?
No.
Let me look it up.
I'll look it up.
You'll look it up. It's a very famous name. We've talked about it before. But I think that's what that there's some scary stuff going on there, and a lot of that is coming from North Korea. What's that?
Lazarus Group?
Lazarus Group. That's it. Yep, Lazarus Group. They took $2 billion in crypto, mostly from Asian exchanges. Back in, I think it was 2018 when they took it. 2019 is when they paid it for their used it for their weapons program. So Optify locks up 661K by accidentally shutting itself down. This is like when I sent $3,000 of small love potion or smooth love potion, whatever it is for Axie Infinity, $3,000 to the contract address that I'll never get back. That I think at the height of the bull run was worth like 50K. So sad. Guys, I make mistakes too. Everybody makes them. Do not ever send crypto to a contract address for a coin. Most of them, basically to get that money back, they have to have it built into their smart contract to be able to send it back. Most do not. So be very careful when you're using addresses for sure. Let's see here. So, all right, I'm not gonna go too much over this. Maybe I should actually. It's just pretty interesting. Oh, 661K in user funds. Wow. According to the team's incident report, the mistake happened while trying to update the protocol's mainnet. Team said the process took longer than expected, probably due to network congestion on Solana. Well, you should have just paused for a minute and made sure you were doing the right thing like the Solana blockchain does.
And some of this, what we were just talking about, but new DeFi opportunities, but risky. These are the type of things that can happen. And it's very hard to tell if what they're saying is true or intentional.
Yeah.
Not saying they did it intentionally, but when you get these new things, it's tough.
Perfect quote for your media room. Do not ever send crypto to a contract address. That would be pretty good. I don't think the wife would like that one. So the wife's very picky. She wants something from Disney. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. No place like home. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, you guys got some good quotes here. Give me a lot to think about. Okay, developers tried to reverse the creation of an intermediary account. How much? Here it turned out that we didn't really understand the impact and risk of closing program command lines.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
It's like, you're in that moment where like you're on your computer, you're doing something and it freezes. Now I use Mac, so I don't really have this problem. But you're doing something and you don't know what's happening. And you're like, okay, do I just close this program? Surely it's saved. Do I close it? And you got that moment where you're like, well, caution to the wind. And you see what happens? That's what they did with $661,000 of their users' money. Yeah. The guy was just like, all right, it's over 9,000. That's a great one. I like that one. That might actually be a winner if I can get my wife to agree with it. Okay. Dex accidentally hits Kill Switch on mainnet. This is the same story. It was USDC that got locked up there. Optify has pledged to compensate users' funds lost by the error. Large bulk of the locked up USDC was reportedly vested by one of its team members. Okay, so the majority of that was a team member. How about that?
Yep.
Heisenberg, I'm the one who knocks. I am the danger. I do want that one. That's the one I want, but my wife won't give it to me. So very sad. An error message was returned indicating that the program had been closed and could not be redeployed. So there you go. They've called for the Solana development community to explore two-step confirmation. Guys, when we hit the button, could you make us hit another button? Like, come on. Oh my gosh. What about the younglings? That's a good quote. Something about the little younglings there. Please say niche property. It's niche as niche, not niche. I like the word niche. Sorry, look up. Let's look that up real quick. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if pronunciation, you can pronunciate, or you can pronounce it either way. Let's see. Pronunciation. How to pronounce. This one says niche. Is niche? How do the British pronounce niche?
I think technically niche is correct, but who cares?
I'm never going to say it. I'm always going to say niche. Sorry, I'm a niche guy. I don't like the word niche. I think it sounds pretentious.
People know. People get it.
Yeah. And guys, here's a good thing about me. I can say whatever I want. So I'm going to say niche. You may be correct, sir. What about mentor? Mentor versus mentor?
Yeah. Mentor.
How about this one? Resourceful. We've talked about this on the show before. Resourceful is the way they almost say it exclusively on television. But no one in real life says resourceful. They say resourceful. So, all right. Fireblocks launches Web3 engine support on Solana. Fireblocks is a digital asset custody platform, giving thousands of users. They want to give users access to developer network applications and infrastructure. The Solana integration will come via Fireblocks Web3 engine, a suite of tools designed for developers building in the DeFi, GameFi, and non-fungible token space. Yeah, aliens. That's right. I'll say aliens if I want to say aliens. Fireblocks use the crypto bull market to become one of blockchain's most valuable companies. They closed a $550 million Series E funding round. How many times are they raising money? My gosh. Yeah. A Series E? That's like the 5th time they've raised money. Following month, it acquired stablecoin payments platform First Digital for a reported $100 million. You know, I want to purchase a company that has a money transmitter license. Can we do that?
Not today.
Not today. We can't do it today. No, we can't do it today. You're right, actually. You know, obviously we'll have to do it and get back from Alaska. Yeah. But I just think there's such a big opportunity. I think maybe you and me have talked about this, or I can't remember who. There's so much opportunity to be able to create easy ways to buy Bitcoin right now because Coinbase has made it extremely difficult to buy crypto now. You can still do it there, but
yeah, that was us that talked about that.
Yeah, they put too many steps in there, so I would really like to do that. For 5 minutes straight, pronounce everything wrong, you know, for the haters. All right. Earthing. Every time I say everything, I'm going to say earthing. Nobody puts Bitcoin in the corner from Dirty Dancing from James Bullard. Thank you. That's a great one. Animoca set to announce a $100 million funding deal led by Temasek. That is a Chinese company, I believe. Didn't we, or Singapore, excuse me, Singapore, not China. Didn't we just talk about this last week where they were doing, I'm not sure if this is the same story we were talking about last week, but what was the one that was like KK Animoca? Where is that at?
I don't know.
KK Animoca Brands.
That was yesterday.
No, that was Friday, I believe. It wasn't yesterday. Oh. That's Japan. So they're making big moves in Asia over there. They got in Japan. Now they're moving in Singapore. Glad I looked that up. Those are totally different. Are you not entertained? That's the one I want. Are you not entertained is my number one pick. And I'm trying to get the wife to go along with it. That's a really good one for a media room. Gladiator, one of the greatest movies ever. The rewatch value on Gladiator is so high. It's ridiculous. You can't stop watching it when you start watching it. In my opinion, I love it. Game software and venture capital firm company Animoca Brands is set to announce that it has raised yet more capital in the form of convertible bonds. As a matter of policy, Temasek does not comment on market speculation and rumors. I mean, is Animoca Brands going to be the almost the Amazon of blockchain gaming in a sense? You're seeing their positioning all around the world right now. Man, I would not bet against Animoca Brands. Is that a public company you can invest in?
I'm not sure. I think it's private. I think it's mostly SBFEF.
Man, I would love
private
to get in
money.
on that.
I see it almost like a GE of the future, where they're gonna have so many brands, they're gonna own so many things that people don't even really realize what they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, we've covered them in a couple videos. The latest 100 million in backing will bring Animoca Brand's total funding to date to over 600 million. Sandbox has also raised 93 million recently. You guys know we have a lot of land on Sandbox. Really looking forward to that being playable. Bored Ape Doodles and other NFTs start in real world metaverse parody show. What in the world? Let's see here. This is strange. It sounds like a regular day on crypto Twitter. A Bored Ape Yacht Club avatar chats with a cool cat or doodle with World of Women or Robotos avatars in the mix as well. But it's the premise of a new reality show parody called The Real Metaverse. Let's see. I would like to be in this. Contact me. You can use my ape. That would be fun. An interactive twist, thanks to upcoming NFT producer pass, fans will be able to shape the content of the show. Additionally, owners of other avatars from those 5 projects will have a chance to get their own character on the show in a cameo role. So, will anybody watch this? That's the question. If people are going to watch it, I'd love to be a part of that. Real Metaverse hails from Invisible Universe. Yada, yada, yada. Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian. Is that... Who's the guy that did Moonbirds? What is he from?
Not sure.
Moonbirds founder. He's not the co-founder of Reddit, right? Moonbirds founder.
Kevin Rose.
What's that?
Kevin
Kevin
Rose.
Rose. What is he from? Let's see. It's not Reddit, I don't think. Well, he was over. Oh, Dig. He was from Dig. D-I-G-G. Dig used to be like a, what was it? Kind of like Blogger almost, something like that. NFT Gaming CEO apologizes for losing 12% of startup capital through crypto trading. According to a recent blog post from 0x fan Far On, gaming project Ragnarok apologized publicly for his missteps in leading the company. It's a crypto startup that brought in $15.5 million worth of Ether. Yada, yada, yada. For greater transparency, they published a list of wallets that they will compensate the firm's trading losses from. I think, guys, I think going forward, I think really a better move from a lot of these people that are creating these NFT projects is, look, you can lay out potential roadmaps, but stop promising what you're going to do for people. Because a lot of times, these projects run out of money. The founders take the money and do stupid stuff with it. I think you just got to be careful when you're buying NFT projects with stuff that they're absolutely promising you. So, you just can't guarantee that the founders are going to do what they're supposed to do. And I think when you got these guarantees on what they're doing and these roadmaps, then, you get a little bit into the fractionalized NFT world. So Cardano's Input Output announces research hub at Stanford. This is big news. Yesterday, I know Charles Hoskinson was at the Stanford blockchain event with Sergey Nazarov from Chainlink. We like Chainlink a lot. Company behind one of the top proof-of-stake blockchains invested $4.5 million in the new lab. Input Output will provide funding over the course of 3 years. Input Output, which routinely boasts its academic rigor, has collaborated with a slew of universities around the world. Back in 2017, it sponsored similar blockchain labs at the Tokyo Institute of Technology and University of Edinburgh. Input Output researchers have contributed to 154 peer-review academic papers to date. Let me see if I can find that the thing from. Oh, did you see this? Our open source money. They released my thing from back. This is at Chainwise in 2019. That was the day I bought that leather jacket. I still have that. I think. I don't know if it fits anymore. And just so you guys know, like, do y'all love those? Are those not the freaking sweetest dogs? They will destroy your life. Okay, let me look up Charles Hoskinson real quick. Charles Hoskinson. Too many C's. Let's see. He tweeted out this picture. Let's see if I can find it. There he is at the Stanford event. You guys can see there. Here he is with, I don't know who that guy is. There he is with Sergey. Look at these guys. I mean, I tell you what, if I saw these two guys on a dark street corner, I would run the other way for sure. And Sergey's like, yes, run the other way. Okay, so that was kind of cool that they did that. Blah, 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 blah. You guys know we are doing the Rare Bloom event here in a couple months. Majority of American parents want crypto blockchain education for children. Now, this is different than what we saw the other day. The other day that no, it is the same one. 75% of parents who invested in crypto. Now, if they had not invested in crypto, do they care? Let's see. Another survey, only 16% of Americans have ever used crypto. The number's closer to 30% for millennials, according to what we've read. 54% surveyed believe that investing or getting into crypto is easier than other ways. Other ways than what? 42% of American men who have invested, trade, or used crypto are between 18 and 29. That backs up that number I just said. Let's see here. Here's our ledger review. Don't forget to check out our ledger review here. Don't we have a newer video? We're getting ready to do a tutorial on ledger. So we're going to be filming a lot of tutorials here soon. There's good stuff for bear market. You guys brush up on your skills. We're doing a lot of reviews on different products that we use. None of them are sponsored. You guys are going to see one on KuCoin, CoinStats. We just did one on Token Metrics. You're going to see we do have an affiliate link. So obviously, if you click and you purchase, whatever our deal is through that, we do get a small cut of that. But we're for bear market guys, we got to start doing a lot more of this stuff. Get you guys really caught up with the tools that you need to use to be able to be successful in the upcoming bull market. In the bull market, people only want videos on what is going up. Tell me right now. Bear market's a little bit different. Where's my XRP army? Throw the X up, guys. Throw the X up. If you guys are in the XRP army, don't forget to smash the like button. Ripple taps UAE. Qatar issues first digital payments license. This is interesting stuff. Ripple continuing to build all over the world. Qatar's central bank has just issued the first license for digital payments. In a tweet on Tuesday, the monetary agency announced it had endowed the license to two companies that provide electronic payment services, Vodafone and Ooredoo. Here it is worth recalling that the Qatar Central Bank announced last week that banks in Qatar are ready to officially launch the mobile payment service Google Pay after completing necessary tests. Notably, all global digital wallet services for cards and Apple Pay, Samsung Pay are now accepted in Qatar. Good timing for them. The Middle East has gradually been, and I'm telling you guys, I did hear last year for sure that the Middle East is getting very particularly interested in XRP. Look, guys, I do believe, I hope this does not become a meme, but I do believe XRP is going to explode. Once this case is over and the next bull run hits, remember this. Ripple, the number one overall gainer of top coins. IOTA did a little bit better on its ICO, but Ripple, there's no question, led the 2017 bull market. Obviously, 2021, it did not hit new all-time highs. It got over exuberant in the previous market. And so I'm going to think about, let's real quick, and let me finish the thought. The finished thought is that, yes, I believe in 2025, XRP is going to absolutely crush the market. I do believe that. But what I want to say is this. We've told you guys over and over again that it's going to be hard for projects like Solana, projects that have performance similar to Solana, to make another new all-time high. They outperform the market by so much. Now, Solana, VC money printer, Sam Bankman-Fried involved, surely there's a good chance it still does. But coins with that kind of performance, your Axie Infinities, several other projects, your Shibas, they're just not likely to reproduce that. And why? Well, number one, it's hard to get that kind of momentum. But number two, you don't know what's coming for some of these projects in the future. Who knows? I'm not trying to FUD any coin here. I'm just saying, hypothetically, what if Solana got hit with an SEC action? We didn't foresee Ripple Labs getting hit with this in the last market. So there can be some things, some unknowns that you do not know that can also limit the upside of projects. For a project to duplicate the kind of performance they had, everything's got to go right for sure. You don't usually see altcoins outperforming the rest of the market 2 cycles in a row. So keep that in mind. Middle East has gradually been accommodating players from different parts of the world into its digital sphere. Ripple's partner Tranglo recently announced its expansion into the region. Last week, the cross-border payment processing hub opened a new payment corridor in the UAE. SEC Ripple take XRP lawsuit battle to media as well. The ongoing battle between the US SEC and Ripple Labs over the latter's token XRP is playing out not just in a courtroom, but in media channels as well. What is the best way to buy XRP? On XRP.com or on XRP.io is a good one. KuCoin, we got a video coming out on it soon. KuCoin is a good place to buy it as well. Those are 2 places I would probably suggest. What about Anchor? Is there a future in it? I want to do a review on Anchor. I want to do that. So we'll do that in the next, who knows? It takes us a while to do stuff these days. We're almost as big as the government here. So okay. Let's see. A previous version of an article appeared with the title, Gary Gensler resign. According to snapshots captured by the Internet Archive, the title now reads, Gensler says crypto treated just like the market, 200 SEC lawsuits say otherwise. This is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Forbes removed that article until they changed the title. Censorship? I want to know who did it. Who made the determination that this had to be removed and pulled down? Why can an op-ed from the media not make that point? That's what's scary with our free speech here. And of course, you had the other day, Mark Zuckerberg basically admitting that they intentionally withheld the old HB laptop news. I think it was on Joe Rogan or Lex Fridman. I can't remember where it was. I didn't watch it, but several people told me about it. That's, guys, our censorship in our social media is insane.
Yeah.
It is insane.
They like to keep us focused on the censorship in China.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of censorship here too.
Well, I tell you, we do need to make a bigger push to make a bigger presence over there on Rumble. Rumble is a place where they, obviously do not censor people. We need to definitely make sure we're plugging away on those platforms because it's scary what's going on social media today. When you got people out from the technocracy outright admitting that they basically made a decision that could affect people's political choices. I think they call that fraud. I think is what they call that. So Mark Zuckerberg definitely guilty of that for sure. As bad as any criminal out there. No single person affected people's decisions more than Mark Zuckerberg over the last several cycles. So keep that in mind. This guy has a lot of power, and that's why we're terrified of this technocracy. Your Amazon, your Google, your Tesla, your Facebook, your Twitter, taking over everything. The government becomes subservient to them. That's terrifying. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and do quick hits very fast. That's why they're quick. Crypto users call a minute SEC whistleblower program rules hypocritical. Gary Gensler announced amendments to the rules. First, we'll expand the circumstances in which whistleblowers can receive payment. Second, relates to the SEC's authority in terms of considering and adjusted the amount awarded. AVAX soars after Avalanche founder denies gangster-style litigation claims. Man, I tell you what, I wish I would have thrown some money in Avalanche yesterday from our portfolio. That probably would have been a pretty good move. It's one of the only coins that's up today. That's a mistake. I should have done that. When you see projects go down like this, don't allocate everything, but it's a good time to go ahead and make some quick pops. Aave community proposed to temporarily suspend ETH lending before the merge. Sam Bankman-Fried denies our report FTX plans to purchase stake in Huobi. Lastly, Turkish crypto boss arrested in Albania. Is he having anything to do with OneCoin? No, this is from Thodex. OneCoin, the people are still missing. So, all right. Let's do Q&A really quick.
Couple questions real quick. From Asman, won't most of these coins be obsolete and the new coins are the ones to watch and they're not even out yet?
Most of which coins?
I don't know.
That's a very pivotal part of that question. Yeah. Most of which coins? Most of the top 10? No, you're wrong. Most of the top 20? You're wrong. Most of the top 50?
Could be.
Now you're getting into potentially. Top 100? Yeah, sure. Top 500? Yeah, sure. A lot of coins are going to be obsolete, but a lot of them are going to make it. And look, we're getting to a place in crypto where the projects that are going to make it, they're showing themselves and they're showing strength. So with each one of these coins like Cardano or like Solana, I mean, I think Solana is going to make it no matter what. It's got money behind it. Your Polkadots, your Binance coins, your FTTs, your sandboxes, these are going to be here. So the amount of coins that go in the top 50 that are more likely to fall out, they just start to get squeezed out. But yes, there will be a lot of coins that do well. But the narrative is we don't need any more coins. So I think that prevents some people from investing in newer stuff. So,
all right, Corey J. Harden, one of our #1 viewers across all platforms.
Yeah,
do you think ETH merge and Cardano hard fork happening next month is just a coincidence? Both are big events everyone has been waiting for a long time. Both have had delays, and they happen to be launching at the same time. I think they know it's time.
Well, what I'll say is Charles has adamantly denied that he's had any coordination in trying to release updates on any time schedule. Because this was something I said, and I asked him about this. I said, look, seems like you're a bit of a genius here, when you're getting ready to launch most of your big hard forks during the bull run, and they got extended for I don't know the exact amount of time, but 6 months to a year, they were pushed out and delayed. At least 6 months to a year in a combination of delays for sure, and different things that Cardano has done. But he's adamant that that's not the case. He doesn't factor that in. He doesn't care about the price that much. I think it is still yet to be seen, Corey, on whether both of these things do occur next month. So if they do both occur around the same time, we can have that conversation. Carver Coin with a super chatter. Are there any stocks you consider safe, crypto related? Some of the mining stocks are probably pretty good. Your Marathon Digital and stuff like that. I'm just not a big guy on stocks. I invested in Peloton and Coinbase. There you go. That tells you how bad I am at stocks. I don't care about stocks. They mean nothing to me. You need a diverse portfolio. I don't want to be having a diverse portfolio of a 7% gain is a win. So go ahead.
And then last question, Grant Gustavson. How much XRP should I hold in your opinion to have life-changing benefits in the next bull market?
It's a great question. I mean, at least 10,000, I would think. But
Dollars or XRP?
What's that?
$10,000 or 10,000 XRP?
10,000 XRP, I would think is the minimum. I would say, look, if you really want to get yourself in a good spot, try to get 50,000 to 100,000. I know it's a lot, but I mean, what is that? $30,000 right now? I mean, for 100,000, it's not like it's out. I understand for most people watching that you don't have that kind of money sitting around, but if you can accumulate over that time, and especially if the price drops another 50% over the entire crypto market, which is potential, I would say, look, if you're asking me what do you want, I'm saying you want between 50,000 and 100,000. Can you make life-changing gains with a smaller amount? Potentially. But I think 50,000 to 100,000 is a really good range. So, all right, guys, that is all we got for today. Thank you so much for watching the show. Going to be having a meeting with the, yes, I did buy the top of Peloton. You're right. I do have a meeting with Rare Bloom later. We're going to be talking about stuff going on with our Rare Bloom event. We're very excited about it in October. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.